I'm all yours.
Here again,
Yes.
Same position. Just time to take a shower. So,
Here we
good
are
to see you again.
Good that you are all here. Today we're going to look forward on the game of Sunday, the Klassieker. Yeah. No, we don't do it in Dutch. We do it in English this time. Stefan, you have the mic. First one question from Lentin. Please go ahead.
Hi, Francesco. Can we start with an update about who is available?
Yes, from the one of yesterday, Mika of course is not in. He went for a check this morning. It wasn't bad, but for sure it will take some days.
And is Oliver Edwardson available?
The players that were this morning there are different. He was not in the list.
Okay, so he won't play against.
I honestly just finished the training session, so I don't have many updates about what is going on in the market.
Did Chuba Ekpom say goodbye to the group, or?
Chuba was there. As you know, he's one of the players that is in the negotiation with some other clubs, but he's still an Ajax player at the moment.
We'll talk about the game against Feyenoord in a minute. Everybody's talking about Jordan Henderson, of course, after last night. Can you give an update about his situation?
Exactly the same of yesterday night. Jordan is under contract with the club. I think yesterday he did his game. Of course, the armband situation create or generate extra noise, let's say, but Jordan is completely committed to the club and is under contract with us.
You said yesterday you had to look back some moments in the game about him not celebrating and things like that. Did you have a conversation with him today?
I spoke with him briefly because, as you can imagine, the time, we were here a few hours ago, time to go to sleep, to review the game a little bit, and this morning to prepare the session. And as you saw, I'm still with wet hair because I just finished the shower.
So he will be the captain on Sunday?
I think so.
About the game on Sunday, do you have any idea what to expect against Feyenoord?
So, of course, there are possibilities, different scenarios. I think that the way that they play and what they are used to do on the pitch is quite clear. I think the game will not be different from the tactical point of view from the game that we played against them in Rotterdam. After they are a team that, of course, they have also the possibility to switch system as they did in a part of their last game. So we have to be ready for all the possible scenarios, and of course knowing that they will come here with desire, and we have to be ready for that.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Christian.
Good afternoon, Francesco.
Good afternoon.
Feels like morning to me.
I think you sleep there. You slept there.
Not here, no. Did Jordan Henderson apologize in any way for his behavior during the game?
But for me, there is nothing to apologize. He played. He did a really good match. He put the feet in all the duels. He went really strong in all the situation where he has to go full. So I think, as I said, he proved once again his professionalism, his commitment. And for me, there is really nothing that we need to, go further or create other topics on this case.
Well, the one thing is, what we always hear is that your authority is very clear within the team and the staff. This time a player challenged your authority. You made him a captain and he gave his armband to another player.
No, this one is not a challenge to my authority. This one was a feeling of a player that, of course, is in a particular moment of his professional life. The last hours were not easy for him. This one, of course, we cannot deny. And I think what he did, it was somehow an act of respect for the club and for the teammates, and especially again the game that he played in the way that he played. For me, count much more than the fact that the armband was on Remco and not on him. So, and as I said many times, for me, this team is made by more than one captain and more than one person, and I think the proof we had yesterday night.
I asked yesterday about the not celebrating and distancing from the teammates when the goals were made. You said you promised you'd review that. What did you think of his behavior? Is it normal behavior?
I watched the game with the TV camera, so I didn't see the...
No, but now you've seen it, right?
No, because I reviewed the game with the TV camera.
Oh, okay.
So, the wide angle is not there.
Sometimes it's better not to see things. That's what I think.
This is a good advice. You are an expert man, so I will take it.
Thank you.
Vlado.
Coach, of course, the team comes first, and the next game is always the most important. But you slept a night on it. How's your reflection about, let's say, the Henderson circus?
Guys, we are here to speak. If not, we have some other question. If you want to make a press conference about Jordan and about the market, I think it's not the case. We have the topic of Feyenoord. We have the topic of the European part. I think about Henderson, I already gave quite several answers, and I'm not going to comment one word more about this one. Sorry for this one, but I think I already gave answer to all of you.
Okay, it's clear.
Thank you.
Are you in the Il Classico mood already?
Of course. It's clearly a game that goes a bit separate from the rest of all the other games. Is very special for us, for our supporters. Of course, this one, if we go from the emotional point of view, so I think we don't need to add any petrol or any extra motivation a part of this. In the other side, I think we have also to consider the game like just one game more, because the reality that this game is not going to define at all with any kind of results how the season is going to be or how we are going to end up into the table. Again, about how much is going to be special for the supporters and for us is clear. But after, there is also the rational part, that is the one that is telling us that is an important match that counts 3 points like all the others.
But the importance is there, isn't it? Because you can keep Feyenoord much away.
Yeah, but this one, the gap that we have at the moment is not just coming from the game that we won in Rotterdam, but is the accumulation of all the other matches, all the other results, and the points that we gain and the points that we drop at the end are going to be, in the total calculation and the total amount of points. This is the part that will make the difference. And for me, as I said, wherever is going to be the results on Sunday, we cannot celebrate the fact that the job is done, and in the other way, we cannot put the head under the sand if the result is not the one that we want.
Last question. Do you follow what's happening in Rotterdam with the coach? You have your own things here.
Yeah.
In Amsterdam, Netherlands, we say sores, the own peep. But how do you watch what's happening there in Rotterdam?
So I go back to you with one question. Do you think, with all the things of the last days, if I can take the beep of other colleague? No, not at all.
You have your own beep.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike.
Francesco, good afternoon. I will give it a try.
Yes. I want. Which is the topic?
Are you sure that Jordan will play here on February
Look,
5th?
We are in this life. We cannot be sure about anything. Not even if we are going to be here tomorrow. So I need to, in this case, to answer with a very philosophical answer.
Okay. And what did you hear about the conversation between Cruijff and Henderson after the game yesterday?
So we spoke about one trial. You tried, and as I said,
only 3 questions
yes.
about Jordan.
But about Jordan, I'm not going to comment anything else.
That's important also for the fans. That there was a conversation yesterday. I think you heard something about it.
Yes, I think I'm not the only one that heard the conversation. this morning. I saw a lot of details, a lot of things. Not all of these one are true. So I don't have many other things to add.
Can you say what's not true?
I was not there.
No? How do you know it was not true?
I know the opinion of the people that were there.
So you spoke to Alex. Can you give us some information about the conversation?
No more.
No? Lentin asked you, will Jordan be the captain on Sunday? And you said, I think so. But you are the coach. You can say he's the captain or not.
But as I said, we never know what is going to happen. Life is like this. So I wish, of course, everybody will be here tomorrow. And I have my plans, my ideal scenario. But as you know, not many things or not all the things are in my hands.
Okay, and let's talk about Feyenoord.
Yes, thank you.
Feyenoord with Jimenez or without Jimenez? What's the big difference for you?
No, of course, he's a top player, a top striker. It's not the case that he's associated to big clubs. After Feyenoord has a team and a squad with many alternatives, players that they can replace in a fantastic way. The one that are missing, so I think it's going to be anyway a big challenge and a big match.
But you will advise him to go to Milan today.
Again, Milan is a big club, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
We go all to the back to Job.
Hello. One question. How many players you have that you are less certain about that can play than in a game that is not in the transfer window?
Tell me again the question, pardon.
I
I was expecting completely something different.
I'm trying to
Yes.
to do it in a meta way.
Yes.
How many players you have that
Okay.
you are that you're in doubt of if you can play them on the pitch? If you compare it to a regular game in, let's say, March.
Yeah, no, there are of course some players. So today Linson left. As you know, there are at least a couple of other players that are more than 3-4 players that are involved in some negotiation. So these one, of course, are the one that are a bit a question mark in this moment. I know that now you are going to ask me the names. I'm not going to give you. So I think in this case you can go for the next question.
But what does that mean in terms of the preparation for the game?
That, you know, since the beginning of the season, puzzling has been my biggest hobby. So also these 48 hours before the derby are going to be a bit puzzling part. So tonight when I go home with my daughter, I will play a little bit the puzzle game.
You seem to enjoy it, or is it annoying to you also?
No, you know, you can watch this glass and to see the part that is full or the part that is empty. And as always, in front of the circumstances, you can cry or you can go for the solution. And I think we don't have much time to cry, so let's go for the solution once again.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi Francesco, what is the biggest strength of this Feyenoord?
I think it's clearly one team that can damage anybody. We saw 10 days ago, 1 week ago, what they did to Bayern Munich. So sometimes, you know, the results or the results and the emotion can really lead us out of the real narrative. For me, it's a team that they have quality, they have organization. In the game in Rotterdam, it was a big challenge, and I think we got the results because we really played a match with a lot of attention, a lot of accuracy, a lot of small details. And this one made the difference. And of course, for the game of Sunday, it will be once again a game that will be decided by small details and the capacity to be on top of all of this one.
It's your first Klassieker in the Johan Cruijff ArenA. Do you have any idea what to expect?
I think our supporters, they already prove several times what they can bring to the team. As you know, in this moment, we have also with the injury of Mika, we have a problem in the left wing, and I'm sure that the supporters somehow they will manage to help us to cover what we are missing. I think also yesterday they were fantastic. They for 90 minutes really pushing the celebration after. So I think the supporters they are really doing the job that they have to do. And of course we want them always with us in the good moments, in the moment of difficulties, as it already happened a couple of times. And of course we are really looking forward to have like the last push tomorrow in the toekomst.
Yeah. Last question, I have to ask it because we already saw Edvard's walk here in the stadium. Can you tell me which qualities he will add to your selection?
He's not yet our player.
But he's already here, we saw him, so he is coming.
Maybe he's visiting the stadium.
I don't think so. No, but in general, can you say what kind of player he is?
Yeah, when he will be, and if he will be an Ajax player, I will be more than happy to give you my all details on this. Okay, so keep it in the pocket.
Okay, thank you. Good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, if there are no questions from the camera jockeys,
Yeah,
Christian, one last one.
Yeah.
Technical nabrander, I don't know the word in English, but I think he has to be enlisted by 12 o'clock with the association to be able to play on Sunday. Do you know, any of you two, for sure that he's not enlisted?
Again, I took the shower and I came here directly, so I don't have really idea.
Arjen?
More news
Kun je
about
ons
that
helpen?
later.
Kun je ons helpen?
Later. If you haven't seen a press release, there's nothing sure
Okay,
yet.
so he's not going to be in the game.
Francesco, have you seen the draw yet for the next opponent in Europa League?
Yes, this one is one of the few things that I saw on the car coming here. They were making the draw while I was taking shower. So, of course, now we will start to prepare ourselves. Is a team that in the last seasons they are doing really good. They had also quite interesting streak of positive results. They beat Twente. They won against my former club, Nice. So it's a team that for sure they have qualities, because at the end, as you saw, also important teams stayed out from the 24. So who is qualified over there? All of them, of course, they have the quality to compete and to dream about the possibility to go through in the competition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
See you Sunday. Thank you.